Would you like to answer the question real quick? So, no, it's just for fun. So, before you answer it though, do you know, like in construction, like when you're in your house, you know what level means? Like when you level a picture, for example, you know what that means? No. Level?
Like level up?
Like level up, for example, like level. Like for example, if I were to say there's a level surface, how would you describe that surface?
Like flat?
Right? Horizontal, right? Mm-hmm. So for example, this is a spirit level. Mm-hmm. So if you hold it like this, it's not level, right? If you hold it like this, it's not level. It's like you have to hold it perfectly straight, right? Mm-hmm. And the water shows us that, right? With the bubble, right?
Yeah.
Now that you know what level means, which one of these two is correct? A, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is a representation of 3 miles. If we were to double that to 6 miles, what would the answer be then? Would it still be A or would it change to B? If it was just
probably
bigger.
Probably change to B.
You think? Why do you think so?
Because probably if it changes to B.
So let's say if it was 6 miles instead, do you still think this will be level? Like it's the same. It'll still look the same, but it will just be bigger. It'll be 6 miles. So instead of it 3 miles, let's say it's 6 miles now. What's the correct answer still? Is it still A or?
I think so.
Right? Yeah. It's still A, right? Yeah. Because that's level and this is not level, right? Mm-hmm. So did you know that in school they actually teach us that this is correct, even though we all know this is the correct answer, right? Mm-hmm. You want to know how?
How?
Do you guys believe the Earth is a ball?
No.
Oh, you don't believe Earth is a ball?
Yes, I do.
So you guys do believe Earth is a ball. So in order for Earth to be a ball, this is what water will have to be doing in order.
Oh yeah, that is true. Because the Earth is a ball, so
the water has to be curving in the oceans, right? But we know that in order to have water, like a lot of like the lake right here, the surface of that water, it's always level. Because water, again, water shows us that water's level, right?
Yeah.
So basically what they teach us in school is not true, you know? So I grew up believing the Earth was a ball for 24 years of my life. I'm 30 right now. So I found out about this 6 years ago. And I don't know if you guys have heard about flat Earth. That, you know, have you guys, flat Earth? You guys have heard about that? Yeah, so that information is actually, this information actually is being censored from the internet. And the reason why is because it's so simple to understand, right? It's very simple to understand this. So they're hiding this from us. So like the news, the mainstream, you know, they don't talk about this because they don't want us to find out that, you know, the Earth is not a ball, basically. So, you know that outer space, you know, how they teach us that outer space, there's other planets and stuff. All of that's made up, basically. So outer space is just a story, like a fairy tale. And then they show us cartoons. You know what CGI is? Yeah. You guys know what CGI is? Yeah. You guys ever watch like Disney movies? Yeah. And they use CGI in there? You know that's not real. They use computer effects, right? Yeah. So that's what they're doing with space. They're showing us CGI. So basically, you guys want to see what the stars really look like? Yeah. They're actually really close by.
Really?
Yeah, they are. They're actually, I think, within 100 miles. I have a picture right here. Let me see. Oh, here we are. Look, these are what the stars look like. This is when you zoom in with a very strong zoom camera at night when there's a clear sky. You could zoom into the stars, and it looks like they're lights in water. So it looks like they're twinkling. So so basically up above us is like a map, basically. So I don't know if you knew, back in the day, navigators used to use the stars to navigate. I don't know if you guys knew that. Like they say that, you know, Columbus discovered America, but I'm assuming they had to use the stars to navigate, and the compass as well, you know. So basically there's a map above us, you know. So the stars, so the stars are just on the ceiling. I would call it the ceiling, but I don't know exactly what that is. But it's basically like a map so that we could use to navigate, basically. And then these are the planets. Like this is Jupiter and NASA. This is what they show us. This is what NASA shows us. But this is what they actually look like. Look at that. They look like stars, right?
But remember, they're supposed to be billions of miles away. So how can we even zoom into them?
Yeah, we shouldn't be able to zoom in and see this much detail.
Supposed to be billions of miles away. Cameras don't have that technology yet.
Right. So the fact that we could zoom in and see this much detail and changing colors, that tells us that they're really close. So basically, the lights above us, it's just basically a map, and the planets are just wandering stars. They used to be called wandering stars. Mm-hmm. So because all the other stars are fixed, like I said, like a map, these have their unique paths in the sky. So they make their own pattern, basically, in the sky, you know. So do you guys have any questions about this? Like, have you know? Do you guys want to
I
take?
just think that's really, really crazy.
No, yeah, it is. Trust me. It literally completely changed my worldview. And a lot of adults don't want to listen to this because they don't want to like admit that they've been lied to their whole lives, right? So their ego doesn't let them look into it. They think it's childish. But look how simple it is. It's a 5-year-old can probably understand this. You know, if the 5-year-old, you know, has comprehension skills. Do you guys want to take some information home? There's some websites on here because again, this information is being censored. So you could open it. And here's one for you. Maybe once you guys, you know, look into it, you guys can share it with your friends as well, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys have a good one. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
All right.
So, do you know what a level is?
Yeah.
Yeah? So, obviously this is not level, right?
Right.
This is not level?
Right.
This is level, right?
About.
Well, there we go. There we go. All right, you get it. So, off of that information, since we know what level means, which one of these two is correct? A or B?
So
So if this was a pool, for example,
right.
filled with water and all the water's in it, and once it settles, which one of these two will represent the pool? The water in the pool once it settles, once the water settles. You know we use water to level, right?
Yeah.
If I were to ask you, what's your definition of level? What would you say?
Level.
Level. Like level, what's your definition?
Well.
Would you say it's horizontal?
Well.
Like, have you ever worked in construction before?
Yeah. That's what I'm kind of doing right now.
Oh, okay. So yeah, level is basically horizontal.
Right.
Would you agree or disagree? Like, if I had a level surface, how would you describe that surface?
I'm depending on what angle you're trying to level, though, right?
No. Well, yeah. Like, if we're trying to just level it horizontal, for example. Could we use water to do that? To level something horizontal to perfectly straight?
If it's captured, I would assume so.
So since you work. Yeah, so if you work in construction, if you want to like make sure your floor is completely straight, you'll use one of these, right? A water level. Because water tells us, that, what's perfectly straight or not, right? If it's not straight, it'll deviate. The floor will be deviating, right? And we'll know, oh, that's not level right there. So basically knowing what level means, which one would you say is correct from these two? Which one of which one of these two is level? Which one represents level, the water? Which one would you pick, A or B?
Well, I would assume A, right?
Right. Yeah. That's the answer. Yeah. Obviously, because this is not level, right? This is a curve, right?
Right.
Right. So, knowing that, basically, level is always horizontal, right? Always. Doesn't matter, right? That's what it means, right? So, do you believe Earth is a ball?
Joseph.
Like the Earth, the planet Earth, right? Because
It's a tricky one. I'm not too sure.
Oh, you don't believe Earth is a ball?
Well, I heard it was flat.
Right.
I heard it was circled.
Right. So basically,
from my assumptions,
right.
I would say flat because
right.
every ocean we visit, if we're
exactly, bro. Yeah, that's what it is. How long has it been since you heard about that? About flat Earth?
I mean, it's been going on for a while.
Right.
But I mean,
when was that?
I never really paid attention to it.
Right. Well, how many years ago would you say?
I mean, like a long time ago.
Really? So basically, if Earth was a ball, water would the physics of water would have to be doing this.
Right.
And we all know water doesn't do that. Water's not like Play-Doh where you could hump it up and make shapes with it, right? The surface of water always collapses in your cup, in your bath, and that doesn't matter. The scale wouldn't matter because that's the physics of water. Physics doesn't change, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like wood's never gonna be stronger than iron. Iron's always gonna be stronger than wood. That's physics. So basically will be like the #1 experiment that will debunk the globe, because if we were to build a perfectly level structure like a giant ruler, right? Any body of water under that ruler should start deviating like that because it's a ball, right? It has to curve, right? But since you already know that, there's a lot of information that contradicts it, you're a little bit more open-minded than most people, so you're already ahead, believe it or not, But you want to take some information home? I have a flyer. Because I don't know if you knew, but this information is being censored. If you try to look about, like on YouTube, if you go on YouTube and you try to search flat Earth, you'll get a bunch of like mainstream, like big channels that have millions of subscribers just ridiculing it. They'll never talk about the physics of water. Never. Why? Because they want to just keep people confused, basically. They don't want people to actually find out. Because once we find out, then NASA, RASA, the Chinese space agencies, all those, even astronomy, universities, you know, they will all crumble basically. So it's being censored for a lot of reasons, you know. This is some information here, some links on there if you want to check it out on your free time.
Right.
Because this is 100% provable. It's not a myth or a theory. I know like people like to say that it's a theory, but that's part of the censoring. They call it a theory so that people don't think it's real, and you know, you'll never come across this. But that's why I'm out here, because it's being censored. If I'm not out here, you'll never come across this information, right? I mean, who else is gonna tell you, right?
I've never really thought about it.
No,
I
yeah.
mean, I've always thought about like,
No, yeah.
no matter where we go, the water's
Yeah,
flat, but
exactly.
I've never thought about like,
Yeah.
level
Do you ever, have you ever thought about like everything happens for a reason?
yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here now showing you this information, man. You know, everything happens for a reason. Trust me, man.
Kind of a little open, a little
No,
more open.
dude, you trust me. You're open-minded. I talk to a lot of people, and you're open-minded, man. You're one step ahead, definitely. You know, stay open-minded, man.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you.
man. Have a good one, man.
Come on, baby.
All right, bye-bye.